You can see that this is going bonk. And then he's doing the change of the jump. Okay. Yeah, this is a part where, for example, we will read it a little better when you add the next key poses and see how everything relates to each other. So I'm gonna wait to comment on that part till you have that a little bit resolved with a couple more poses. Though it feels good. Probably it feels like the way this is done, probably it feels like maybe you will need to add a little bit more of line here. Just a little bit more. And I'm not really super fan of this arm here. I really like that you push this line, which is very nice. Probably I would suggest it to just continue a little bit of that. That line over there, like that. Maybe bringing this a little bit more towards the center. So you see more or less. And it's very nice that this way we have this line a little parallel to this. So we have a little bit of harmony there, which is good. And then let's see how you continue with this part, because this movement here is a little tricky. This is good. It has the dance, and then this is very nice. Give us a little more of clarity here. Maybe you can do this one. Totally flat. That would be maybe a little bit more appealing, a little bit more.
Do you think it can work with this one? I just wanted it to be really stretched, but at the same time, it's not the same position of the leg. So is it okay if he slide it a bit?
Yeah, maybe at some point when he falls down, right?
Yeah, if he like slide it a bit, and that's why.
Yeah, you just, I think that it can work perfectly, and maybe at some point you have like a nice smear of the leg coming down and becoming that stretched leg to one side. I think it can work. Yeah, totally. Just give us a little bit more of silhouette, just a bit more. There. Because the tangent, I don't really care too much about tangents, but that one is not really helping us. And maybe you want to do something more like that. In that hand. And this is very nice. Just push that. We were saying that, and give us a little more of clarity in those eyes. Again, pupils. So yeah, maybe that pass that you've done, that full pass that you've done with the face without a smooth, is maybe the moment you smooth it out, we have lost, because I see that I'm commenting a lot in the pupil. So maybe something happened there in the smooth, because we're losing all the pupils all the time. So yeah, have a double look at that. And then that's the jump back, right?
Yeah, and I did it a bit earlier than it happens in the reference, but I just think when I add more keys, it will make more sense.
Will make more sense. You know, I would say this one, try to give us a little more of clean curve. And I'm not sure. Yeah, just
Wow. Okay.
Love it. And see if you can get exactly the same pose, the right arm with the left arm. So we don't have, you see how we have a little bit of that double?
Yeah.
Try to lose that. So we are just looking at one hand. It's like one hand and the other are completely overlapped. So it's like only watching one hand, right? With a very clear silhouette. So we're avoiding all contacts and all that. And I would suggest actually a profile because it's so cool. What is going to happen is so cool. Actually, what I would say, I would suggest to push shoulder. Give us that.
Mm-hmm.
Try to give us like a very nice silhouette where maybe what you want is, you know, that kind of, do you remember Michael Jackson that sometimes he was going back doing
Yeah, yeah, moonwalk.
like
Yeah.
with that kind of like looking, or when sometimes they were doing that kind of movement with, you know, with the angle, but giving us totally profile, like not giving a shit, super like serious. I think that would be very nice if you do something like that. You know, it's just looking forward like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be fun. Yeah. And then he goes back to back. It feels like he needs to go down. So because he's in a very high position there. So maybe what you need is to bring this a little higher. So maybe the legs needs to be a little higher. We really are gonna need to feel, yeah, like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just painting in the same position that you need to bring everything higher because in this pose, he's coming down. And that's something very important in dancing, feeling the weights of the ups and downs. So when you do this new stage, adding the key poses with timing and all that, the idea is that you work with the ups and downs, with the lefts and rights too, but overall with the ups and downs. We have to feel those boom, 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 in the timing, in the right timing. So this is a good example of how we would feel how head and everything goes boom, goes down. See? And actually probably I would suggest a little bit more clear of going, catching his weight. A little bit, right? You see? Maybe with not so many shoulders. This is nice. Maybe giving us a little more silhouette of that other hand. I'm just rotating this a bit so it also gives us the idea that he's catching his own weight in the as he goes down, right? So remember this part is boom, is coming down after doing that cool thing. And then he continues, does that. Actually, probably observe how it goes. If you really like the idea of giving the profile in this pose, maybe in all this moment, as he does those kind of movements with the legs, you just want to keep the upper part of the body completely as much still as you want, because there isn't like all the steps that he's doing there,
Yeah.
it's just legs. And maybe that's a pretty cool thing that you can do, where he just do the coming back, you know, where he's like, boom, he falls down, right? And then we see the legs doing, and he's like totally still in the upper part, you see, and we see those Tetris kind of And feel free to be creative about those leg movements, because that's a nice inspiration for do whatever with the, you don't need to do exactly those feet movement. Maybe you just decide to just with the legs, boom, 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 boom. I don't know, just do some shit movement, because you got the idea there, right? And the inspiration, that's pretty nice. That's nice. And then maybe you do that one. I like it. But again, maybe as it goes down, maybe you can go again back to full profile, looking down as his own neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This hand,
This is what I miss now. Yeah.
this hand here looks like he is touching or supporting himself in that leg. So maybe you want to be a little more clear about separating them. Maybe just doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that it's a dance. You can actually do whatever